What's up YouTube, Jamie the Kid 00 here, bringing you guys a 4-axis Fire Fist deck profile. I know when I did my 3.5 axis deck profile, literally one of the biggest things I was asked for is, where is the 4-axis one? So you guys asked for the 4-axis build. I went away and I tested it. I tried to kind of help make a build that helped the deck recover from the loss of 2 Wolfbarks. And I feel this is an effective enough first draft. I started testing the deck and I got it to a point where I started basically winning more than I was losing. Because of course I've literally not played 4-axis for the whole format. So I started off with a kind of theory build. And it arrived at the build I'm at today, and this is the build I'm happy with. It is all sadly done in network testing because I only have so many local events I can go to. So I can't test every day. I have uni and things like that. But this is the list I've come up with, and this is the list I'm going to show you guys in the video. And I'd like to know your thoughts on it, any changes you would make, anything that you think is really good going into the next format. And this is actually a build that I have talked about with another Fire Fist player I know. So there are a few ideas in here that are influenced by play experience, but we're actually going to get into the deck now. So to start off the list, we play 3 copies of Cardcar D. I know some people like 2, but I really like 3 at the moment. You really want to get into that advantage quite quickly. This deck is very slow, admittedly, but Cardcar D gets you to where you want to be. The Cardcar D in combination with Duality as well is absolutely incredible. And the fact that this deck can play through Duality, I wanted to have Cardcar D Duality as often as I could, so I maxed out on them both. For Fire Fist monsters, I play 3 Bear, because why wouldn't you play 3 Bear? 3 Bear is insane. Bear is just so good. You know what Bear does. You know what Bear does. I'm not going to do explanations of monsters in this. 1 Gorilla, well, explanations of what they do. 1 Gorilla for your back row removal, and then double Dragon. I'm testing Dragon again. I know that ages ago there was, of course, the Dragon Advantage build, which was phased out in favour of the kind of 4-axis +1 Fire Fist that was a thing. But I now feel that, as Wolfbark has gone down in number, I feel that Dragon has kind of gone up a bit. I've always liked the trap. I've always liked Tensen. I've always liked how you can set a plus 1,000 trap. So I've always liked that, and I love the fact that if you open Dragon and any fire formation, you get to set up that trap, and your opponent is going to have a lot of trouble attacking into this, and they'll have to deal with it through some kind of effect way or bait out the fire formation. So I really like that, and I really like its ability to give you the +1 by when you activate Tenki, it can then set a fire formation trap. I absolutely love that. And its reborn effect does occasionally come in handy when you've used multiple Tenkis. There have been a lot of times in my testing that I have used his secondary effect. And the fact that he, unlike Wolfbark, can make Cardinal with his effect is great. So I love Dragon to pieces. And I'm then playing the 1 Wolfbark, because Wolfbark is at 1, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't play it. So that's all the fire monsters, and there are a few other monsters in the deck. Something I want to talk about quite for a little bit is Traptrix Myrmelo. I know quite a few people have tested Traptrix Myrmelo, and I feel that with the new way you've got to play this deck, this card comes in, it becomes even better. For those of you who don't know what Myrmelo does, it's a Stratos for trap holes. When you normal summon this card, this card in general, sorry, I'm losing the plot. This card in general is unaffected by the effects of whole normal trap cards, anything with hole in the name. And when this card is normal summoned, you can add 1 whole normal trap from your deck to your hand. So that can be Bottomless Trap Hole, Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, all sorts. Anything with hole that isn't Dark Hole, because it's going to be a trap. And when this card is special summoned, target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy that target. Now, its ability to search you a trap hole is great because it benefits your back row and benefits the control aspect and grind aspect of this deck by taking away your opponent's normal summon through Bottomless Trap Hole or Trap Hole. But also the fact that when it's special summoned, you can target 1 spell or trap that your opponent controls and destroy it. This deck, now that Wolfbark is at 1, plays 2 Call of the Horned, and some other builds have been playing Call of the Horned already. So the ability to end phase Call of the Horned this and pop one of your opponent's back row, which they've just freshly set, and it can't be chained, it's pretty nice. You can do some quite fun plays with Myrmelo. You'll very rarely do that. You'll often hold your Call of the Horned for one of your fire guys, but Myrmelo gives you more options. And I'm then testing double Effect Veiler, just because it's really quite good going into the next format. For that Gear matchup, the Fire Fist Mirror, because Fire Fist is still a good thing. I don't know, it's just pretty strong against quite a few of the things going into the next format. And I've seen a lot of people testing Prophecy, and this is good against Prophecy, so that's the monster lineup. It's a few more than I think 4-axis used to play, but it's still only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 monsters, so it's still a very small number. So we're still playing Protect the Monster deck. For the spells, and there's a fair amount of spell traps. The spells, 1 Dark Hole, triple MST, you want to counter Tenki's Spheres, Spellbook Tower, end phase set stuff, Fiendish Chain, it's just really, really good. Double Lance, I like this in this deck the same way I like it in 3.5 axis. Nothing much more to say there. Triple Pot of Duality. As I said before, 3 Duality, 3 Cardcar is really nice. So if you open Duality Cardcar, it's one of the best things in the world. So I absolutely love having that. And this deck literally only special summons off of about 3 cards: Dragon, Wolfbark, and Call of the Haunted. So you really don't special summon that often. So Duality's in here. I mean, it's in here for those turns where you just go summon bear, poke, basically. Those turns, your Pot of Dualities do not hinder you at all, so that's why it's in here. And then for the formations, I play triple Tenki. You want to get to this as fast as possible. That's kind of why we play the Cardcar Ds and the Dualities. The 5 formations bring this deck to life. If you don't know about the 5 formations, you probably shouldn't be playing Fire Fist. 1 Tensu, you only ever need this when you need it, when you want to make a play, whereas in 3-axis, you need it more frequently than you do in this, because in 3.5 axis, you're constantly trying to make push plays. In this deck, you're a lot more passive, you're a lot more 1-card poke plays, so Tensu is only needed at 1. The same applies to Gyokkou. Gyokkou is in here more as something you can search and lock down your opponent's back row when you're fairly sure you know what it is, or when it's that single back row and you just want to make your pushes. So Gyokkou is in here for those reasons alone. So that's the spells. And then for the traps, double Tensen. I know a lot of people don't like these traps. For some reason. I love these traps, but a lot of people don't like them. And I kind of understand why, because your monster lineup is very small, and in this lineup I'm only playing 10 Beast Warriors, I think. I'm not even sure if it's 10. Playing 7 Beast Warriors as my actual monsters, so I can understand why you guys wouldn't want these in the deck, because of the fact that you won't have Beast Warriors all of the time. But this is a searchable plus 1000 trap that, while it's face up, makes all of your bears 1900 on its own. So that in and of itself is a selling point to me. It's searchable by Dragon, it's searchable by Tiger King. It basically says either you're going to run into one of my guys, or you're going to commit loads of stuff to make a big monster, which is possibly going to get prisoned, bottomless, or whatever kind of trapped. And or you have to commit effect destruction to try and get that guy off the field, so I can't Tensen it. So Tensen is really, really good, even as a scare tactic, even if you don't activate it. So double Tensen, I just really like it. Double Call of the Haunted. There's so much stuff you want to bring back in this deck. Literally every monster in this, except for Cardcar D, because you want to Call of the Haunted at some point. So Call is just in here because it's so versatile in this. That's literally all I want to say on Call of the Haunted. Double Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain is good this format. Double Prison. Fire Kings have seen a lot of testing, and Fire Fist is still vulnerable. You still want to lock out that Wolfbark, so you still want to be banishing stuff. And then a group of one-offs. 1 Mirror Force. 1 Trap Hole for the Traptrix Myrmelo, in case you've drawn the 1 Bottomless, so play 1 Bottomless. 1 Torrential Tribute, and then 1 Soul Morning. That is the complete main deck. I don't have a sideboard built for you guys, but I guess in the description I will talk about a couple of sideboard cards, because there are a few things that I think are really good to side in this deck, if I remember to put them in. So for the extra deck, there are a couple of things I'd put in here if I had multiples of them, but I don't own multiples of them, so the space has been filled by other cards. So to start off, we play double Tiger King. I feel 2 is enough. You shouldn't really need to make 3 in this deck. If you ever have an opportunity to make a third one of these, there's probably something better you can be making. So double Tiger King. He's just your standard go-to guy, like Ophion for Evil Swarms and things like that. 1 Cardinal. I would play 2 if I had 2 Cardinals, but I do not have 2. I only have the 1. Cardinal is your Queen Tiramisu of the deck, and we all know how good Queen Tiramisu is, so I really like Cardinal. 1 Kagutsuchi. Kagutsuchi is incredible for its staying power. Diamond Direwolf, Destruction. I'm still playing the double Exciton Knight you've seen in my 3.5 axis build, because you're playing 4s. You're playing a whole deck of 4s. Sometimes you lose advantage. I would rather cut one of these for a second Cardinal or a second 101 Sun Honor Arc, but I don't have a second one of either of those. So currently it's double Exciton, but I would definitely cut one for a Cardinal or an Honor Arc. Please bear that in mind. Then we play the 1 Honor Arc. It's an option. It's really, really good. So that's kind of why I want to play 2, but I can't get a second one yet. I play the 1 Dweller. the one cowboy, the one black ship for just Zen mains is annoying, okay? And in situations where you've got the Myrmelo out, Myrmelo and Bear, you can't make Tiger King to get over that Zen mains, you can black ship that thing. And you can just black ship all sorts of things. Black ship's just really nice. I then play one Maestroke and one Dagusto Emerald. And then I play 2 Synchros, actually. These are influenced by Starstruck Duelist saying that when she was playing Veilers in her deck, she really wanted to play Catastor, and I actually started to think about, in a few videos, and interviewing a few players, I've heard Firefist has a lot of problems with Bujin. Firefist hates playing against Bujin, so I put in one card to help against Bujin and one card to help against everything else, and that was an Ally of Justice Catastor and an Armades. I've actually forgotten his Keeper of Boundaries. I forgot his name because it's in Italian. Armades is in here to help you deal with Yamatos. Your opponent can't Crane, and this will force them to hair. So this card is really, really strong against Yamato. And then Catastor is really good against everything else that this deck may not be able to remove in some situations. And the fact that we play Effect Veiler in this means we can actually make it. So it's something that I'm enjoying testing. But yeah, I really didn't see anything else that I wanted to put in my extra deck because I don't own those other multiples that I was talking about. So I put in these extra synchros, and they've been putting in a fair deal of work. Anyways, that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys have watched until the end, because I have a couple of announcements to make. Hopefully the next video up will be Fire Kings, because I've managed to get everything in for Fire Kings as well. And then after that, I'm going to hopefully be moving away from the meta-based decks onto the non-meta decks, bringing you guys things like Sylvans, Wind-Ups, Ghost Tricks. I've got a few things planned, and I'm hoping to bring you guys those decks really, really soon. Otherwise, I'm sorry it's been meta decks, but you have to understand when a new limited and forbidden list comes out, everyone is trying to net deck the meta decks. So as a deck list based YouTuber that I am, it makes good business sense to do all of your meta decks first, because they're going to get you the most traffic. So that's my reasoning why. That's why it's all been meta so far. I'm sorry about that, and we're going to move on to something non-meta very, very soon. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video. This has been Jamie the Kid 00, and I've yeah, it's definitely fire season. It's definitely fire season in the Jamie the Kid 00 camp. And yeah, I will see you guys next time with some hopefully little bit less meta decks in the form of Fire Kings, and then even more fun decks. Hope you've enjoyed. See you soon. Bye-bye.